I'm 94 years old. I hung my own laundry this morning. I walked to my mailbox and back. I made my own breakfast. I read my book. And I did it all before most people opened their eyes. People ask me how. How are you still doing all that at 94? My name is Opal June. In my last video, I told you what to stop doing, and a lot of you listened. But stopping is only half of it. You can quit every bad habit in the world and still sit in a chair doing nothing. After Earl died, that's what I almost did. Sat in that house, did nothing, went nowhere. But I got up. I started doing 7 things, small things, simple things, things that cost nothing, and they changed everything. I'm going to tell you all 7, and the last one saved my life more than the other 6 put together. Number 1, I started cooking with real butter again. Now I know what you're thinking. Butter? Isn't that bad for you? That's what they told us for years. Throw out the butter. Use margarine. Use those vegetable oils in the plastic bottles. So I did, like everybody. But you know, my mother cooked with butter and lard her whole life, lived to 98. My grandmother, same thing, died at 91 with a strong heart and clear eyes. These women didn't know what a calorie was. They cooked with what came from the land, real food, simple food. And now, everyone has put all these new things on the shelves. Oils with names I can't even read the back of the bottle. Everybody switched, and everybody got sicker. I switched back about 30 years ago. Real butter, olive oil, that's it. And it was a turning point. I could feel the difference. My eyes got better. My bones got stronger. Even my stomach got better. And this is one of the reasons my brain is still sharp. Now even science is telling you to switch back to natural butter. My friend Betty, God rest her, she used that fake spread for 20 years because the box said heart healthy. She believed it. Her heart gave out at 72. I put real butter on my toast every single morning. Speaking of which, number 2 is about the breakfast. I take same simple breakfast every single day. 2 eggs, a piece of toast with butter, a cup of tea. That's it. That's been my morning for 30 years now, maybe longer. People think that's boring. My granddaughter says, "Grandma, don't you get tired of it?" No, I don't. You know why? Because my body knows what's coming. It's ready for it. And I don't waste my morning standing in front of the refrigerator trying to decide what to eat. You'd be surprised how much a simple morning helps you. I feel steady all day. No shaking at 10 o'clock. No stomach growling by noon. No crash where you need to sit down and close your eyes. That's what a good breakfast does. It sets the floor, and you walk on it all day. People eat all kinds of things in the morning, big fancy stuff. or they eat nothing at all, skip the whole meal, run out the door with coffee and nothing in their stomach. Then by lunchtime they're shaky, cranky, reaching for something sweet because their body is screaming at them. I'm not surprising my body, and it's not screaming at me. We have an agreement. I feed it the same good food every morning, and it carries me through the day. At 94, that's all I ask. But for the body to move better, let me tell you another secret. Number 3, I stretch my body every morning before my feet touch the floor. This one sounds so small, but it might be the one that's kept me on my feet the longest. Every morning before I get up, I lie there and roll my ankles, left, right, left, right. Then I move my wrists around in little circles. Then I turn my neck real slow, side to side. I move all movable joints before getting up. Takes about 5 minutes, that's all. See, my body is 94 years old. It doesn't just start anymore. You have to warm it up, like an old car on a cold morning. You don't just turn the key and drive off. You let it run a minute. You let it get ready. That's what I'm doing. I'm letting my body get ready for the day, and I'll tell you what it did for me. I'm looser all day. My back doesn't lock up. My knees don't hurt when I stand, and I haven't fallen in years, not once. That part matters more than you think. I know 3 women from church who broke a hip this year. 3. And all of them said the same thing. They got up too fast. Got out of bed and their legs weren't ready, and down they went. One of them never came home from the hospital. 5 minutes. That's all it takes. 5 minutes of moving slow before you move fast. Here comes number 4. I move my body every single day. Now, I'm not talking about exercise. I've never been to a gym in my life. I don't count steps. I don't wear one of those watches that tells you how far you walked. I simply move. Some mornings I walk to the mailbox and back. Some mornings I go around the block if my legs feel good. Most days I'm out in the garden, pulling weeds, watering the tomatoes, bending down, standing up, bending down again. And I hang my own laundry. People don't think about that one. But reaching up, pinning those sheets on the line, that uses your arms, your shoulders, your back. It gets you outside, gets the air in your lungs. Earl used to say I had ants in my pants because I couldn't sit still. I'd tell him, "Those ants are keeping me alive, Earl." He'd laugh. I'd laugh. But I meant it. I've seen it my whole life. The ones who sit all day, they go first. My neighbor Harold retired at 65 and sat down on his couch. That was it. He didn't get back up. Not for walks, not for yard work. His wife would say, "Harold, come outside." And he'd say, maybe tomorrow." He was gone at 70. You don't have to run. You don't have to lift anything heavy. You just have to get up. Walk to the end of your street. Pull a weed. Hang a towel on the line. Give your body a reason to keep working. That's all it's asking for. Number 5 is about your sleep cycle. I go to bed early and I wake up early, every single day. I'm in bed by 9, up by 5. No alarm. My body just knows. People hear that and they look at me like I'm crazy. 9 o'clock? What about your shows? What about your evening? My evening is over at 9, and my morning starts before the sun comes up. And let me tell you something about early mornings. Most people have no idea what they're missing. At 5 in the morning, the house is mine. Nobody's calling, nobody's knocking. The world is still asleep. No noise. I sit on the porch. I listen to the birds figuring out their day, and I figure out mine. That's my time. The quietest, cleanest part of the day. And I am able to get it every morning because I go to bed when my body tells me to. See, your body has a rhythm, circadian rhythm. That's what they call it. It's like a clock. And when you follow it, everything works better. You sleep deeper. You wake up active. Your mood is better. Your thinking is sharper. But when you fight it, when you stay up past midnight, staring at a screen or watching something you won't even remember tomorrow, that clock starts to break, and you feel it. You feel it in the morning when you can't get up. You feel it at noon when you need a nap. You feel it in your bones. Everybody I know who stays up past midnight looks 10 years older than they are. I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying it because I owe it to you. I need to share what I learned. The morning is a gift, but you only get it if you earn it the night before. I've been earning it for 30 years now, and I haven't missed a sunrise in, I can't even remember how long. Anyway, let's move to number 6. I read 10 pages of a book every single day. Now, before you roll your eyes, hear me out. I'm not talking about sitting down for an hour. I'm not talking about big, thick books. 10 pages. That's it. Some days it takes me 20 minutes. Some days less. Some days I read my Bible. Some days I read one of those mystery stories from the library. My friend brings me one every other week. Doesn't matter what it is. But why is it important? It keeps my brain sharp. It's an exercise for the mind. And at 94, your mind is the thing you can't afford to lose. I remember names. I remember dates. I remember what I had for lunch yesterday and what my granddaughter told me on the phone last Tuesday. I remember the color of the dress I wore to Earl's funeral. I remember all of it, and I don't think that's an accident. I have seen people losing their mind, in their 60s, losing their memory. That scares me more than dying. I'll be honest with you. Dying doesn't scare me much anymore, but losing my mind while my body keeps going, that scares me. So I read my 10 pages every single day, like a ritual. It's the cheapest medicine I've ever taken, and I believe it's the reason I'm still me. And number 7, this is the last one. And I saved it for last because the first 6 don't mean a thing without it. I go somewhere with other people at least once a week. People call it socializing. For me, it's church, every Sunday. But it doesn't have to be church. A lunch with a friend, a card game, a walk with your neighbor. Anything where you hear somebody else's voice and they hear yours. When we get old, we get lonely, and it eats us slowly. After Earl passed, the house just stopped. No footsteps down the hall. No, Opal, what's for supper? Just me. Kids got busy in their life. At least they told me so. So one Sunday I made myself go to church again. Sat in our old spot where me and Earl used to sit. Now I go every Sunday. Some days I just pick up the phone and call somebody for 10 minutes. Doesn't have to be long. You just need another voice. And somebody needs yours. Because I've watched good people, strong people, people who did everything right, fade away because nobody came by, nobody called. They had nothing to get dressed for and nowhere to be. You can do everything else right and still lose to being alone. Earl and I sat in that pew for 40 years. I still sit there, and sometimes I swear I can feel him right next to me. You show up enough times with somebody you love, and they never leave that spot, not even after they're gone. So show up somewhere for somebody, because one day you're going to need somebody to show up for you. So that's it. That's what I started doing. Real butter, simple breakfast, stretch before I get up, move every day, sleep when my body tells me to, read 5 pages, and show up for people. None of it is hard. None of it costs much. Most of it costs nothing. A little while ago, I told you the 7 things I stopped doing, and those things kept me alive. That's true. But being alive isn't enough. You can be alive and still miserable. You can be alive and still lonely. You can be alive and just waiting for it to be over. These 7 things gave me a reason to stay. There are more, but these are enough for today. After Earl died, I had mornings where I didn't want to get out of bed. Mornings where I thought, what's the point, Opal? Who's going to know if you just lie here? But then I'd think about my tea, my eggs, my garden, my 5 pages, and I'd put my feet on the floor. That's all living is, you know. Finding enough small things to put your feet on the floor for. So go find yours. Start with 1, just 1. Tomorrow morning, stretch your ankles before you get up. That's it. And then maybe the next day, add the walk, and then the breakfast, one at a time. You don't have to fix your whole life tonight, but you do have to start. Now go on. I've kept you long enough, and I've got a garden that needs watering.